Into match number 5 we go now over in the Nations League with Germany already through to the quarter-final spot. But who will join them over in the quarter-finals? We'll take a look at that and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again on a prediction video today. It's all about match number 5, that's right, over in the Nations League. This is part 3, of course, which completes match number 5. Make sure you get involved down below. Hit the subscribe, smash the like. Your one-stop shop for Nations League is right here, of course. Who will join the Germans? Will it be the Dutch? That's right. And what about the race for promotion? We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And a big shout out to the members. You know who you are. That's right, guys and girls. So let's turn the clock back to October and review what we went on last time around. And then, of course, bring you bang up to date with the tables. Alrighty then, folks. Let's take a look at the next round, the last round of games then, and bring you bang up to date with what went on there. Now, it is a little bit weird the way these fixture lists come out. It's the teams that are mentioned here, the vast, if not all, are not even mentioned in this one. So we'll bring you bang up to date. So it completes your Nations League puzzle. It's including England's 3-1 win over Finland. I went with a 2-0 win, not too shabby. The Greeks did put 2 past Ireland, got the one spot on the nose. Slovenia did beat Kazakhstan 1-0 winners. I went with a 2-1, ain't too shabby. Austria put 5, could you believe it, against Norway. I went with a 2-2 draw. Didn't see that one coming. Meanwhile, North Macedonia did beat Armenia 2-0 winners. I went with a 1-0 win. Faroes, Latvia 1-1. Called it. Liechtenstein, Gibraltar 0-0. Called it. And Malta with a 1-0 win over Moldova. I ain't too shabby on that one. Just that one blip. And it would have been near a perfect predictions for me. Why? Because I'm the fucking prediction king. I'm the prediction king. Oh, yes, I am. Anyway, the tables look like this. We are focusing mainly on the Germany group here, the Swedish group and stuff like that. But we'll bring you back up to date with everything, including Portugal are good. I think they're just about there, as are Italy, just about there. The Germans are there. I don't think they can be caught with the Netherlands and Hungarians duking it out between now and the last game. Spain are just about there as well. I don't think they'll be caught. The race for promotion, Georgia got a big matchup against the Ukrainians in this video right here. Right now, we'll talk about that shortly. The Greeks look good as well. They've already been covered in another video. The Norwegians as well, top the pops in a three-way tie. But of course, that race to get promoted to League A, can the Golden Generation Norway actually get it right? Turkey will be covered in this video. They take on Wales. Pretty much you win and you're in, and I think it's looking good right now for the Turkish. And then the Swedes also in charge in League C Group 1. They're also in this video, are they? Yet taking on Slovakia, who are second. What a game we got there. Romania as well in charge in their group. Northern Ireland looking good. North Macedonia looking good as we roll it up with Gibraltar top the pops right there. And also we'll cover the Andorra and Moldova game in that final group. That's that. These are the games here, guys. Look at it. Look at the fixture list we've got on our agenda, including some tasty ones at the top of the shop. And we work our way down. Alrighty then, folks. Here we go. First and foremost, we're going to go to Germany, the Europa Park Stadion over in Freiburg, as they entertain Bosnia-Herzegovina. That's right, Germany under Julian Nagelsmann, who was somewhat linked with the Man United job. I don't think he was ever in doubt that he was going to go there. I think this is a better position than Manchester United, no disrespect. I just think Germany is, they're in a good position under his tutelage. Anyway, they're coming into this qualified, of course, 10 points of a possible 12 up against the Bosnia-Herzegovina side, who've been outshadowed here in this group. And they will take on, who they got left after this? They'll take on the Dutchies. So yeah, it's looking pretty grim for Bosnia-Herzegovina thus far. I've just got the 1 point out of the first 4 matches. They played Germany twice since 2010, and they've lost both of them, including a 2-1 win in Bosnia-Herzegovina back in October in the earlier part of this qualification phase. Meanwhile, Germany on the back of that 1-0 win over the Dutchies, of course, to make it back-to-back wins. The Bosnians on back-to-back defeats, losing to Hungary and losing to Germany, with the one and only point being that on the road to Hungary, who, of course, they've already played twice. So grim stuff for that. I think Germany already there, qualified, and maybe even will mix it up a little bit for these next 2 games. So I'm going to go with the Germany victory, though. 3-1 win, even with a rotated squad. I think they have too much in the tank, and have another win in the W column. Meanwhile, who will join them between the Dutch and the Hungarians? That's what it looks like right now as we go over to Amsterdam. It's the Johan Cruyff Arena with the Dutchies under Ronald Koeman. They sit second right now with 5 points to their name, up against the Hungarian side also with 5 points, sitting in third. Win to stay in. That's right. With Hungary got Germany next. So really, if Hungary win, they will put in the driving seat. But the Netherlands will look like they are favoured over the course of the 2 games with Bosnia-Herzegovina next. Anyway, we'll talk about those when they come around. They played 10 times in 1966. There's been 7 wins for the Dutch, 1 win for the Hungarians. There's been 2 draws. The Netherlands, though, just 1 win in the last 5. Pretty grim stuff when you look at it. Meanwhile, the Hungarians, 2 wins in the last 5, just 1 defeat in the last 5 matches. They're both on 50% form coming at you. And they last played in Hungary back in October 2024. It was a 1-1 draw, but a big spicy but. The last time they played on Dutch soil was a win for the Dutch. What was the scoreline? 2-0? 4-0? 6-0? 7-0? 8-1, that's right. 8-1 for the Dutchies way back in October 2013. Those days are probably long gone, but wow. If you look at the history books, bar that 1-1 goal, 1-1 draw back in October, I've got to get the calculator out. We're talking 7, what are we like? That's 10, 18, 19, 24, 25, 25, 33 goals between these 2 countries over the last 6 games. Maybe if you take out the last 5 games, bar the last one. Wow, there's always goals in this, bar the last one. Of course, the Dutchies on the back of that 1-0 loss to Germany. Hungary on the back of a 2-0 win over Bosnia-Herzegovina. And they've just lost the once thus far in this tournament, and that was against Germany. This was inductions, though. Will there be a repeat of that 8-1 thriller? I don't think so. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win, which, of course, will go into that theme of many goals. And, of course, will put the Dutch into the quarterfinals to duel Germany, where they will, of course, take on their opponents in March, I think. Next up, we head over to Bartomai over in Georgia, as Georgia, not the state where I'm in, but of course the country, that's right. Georgia currently find themselves second with 6 points to their name, with Willie Sagnol at the helm, up against Ukraine, who are in 4th. With 4 points to name under Sergei Rebrov. They played 6 times, 2004, nothing for Georgia, 4 for Ukraine. There's been 2 draws, of course. Georgia, back-to-back defeats for them right now, up against the Ukrainians on back-to-back games without a loss. They picked up a 1-0 win, did the Ukraine last time around, back in October 2024. And it's actually been, like I said, back-to-back games without a loss. They drew with the Chechens last time around. They need to win this if they're going to get into consideration for that top spot in League B Group 1. The Georgians, though, back-to-back games without a goal, and they've been off the boil somewhat of late. Coming at you on this one. It is a bit of a golden generation right now for Georgia, who are the quality keeper and some really good attacking players. I think they might just get the edge over the Ukrainians, who are not really at sorts right now. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 for Georgia, which, of course, put themselves back in the mixer. Maybe, just maybe, for that number 1 spot. Currently in that number 1 spot is the Chechens, who are currently looking forward to taking on Albania, the Air Albania Stadium on the 16th of November. Of course, Albania in 3rd with 6 points to their name. 2 wins, 2 defeats thus far. Up against the Chechens, unbeaten in the last 3. They're on 50% form for them over the last 6. They played these 2 countries 4 times since 2021. 2 was for Czechia, 1 for Albania. There's been 1 draw between the 2 sides. The last time they played was the reverse fixture in Czechia. It was a 2-0 win for the Chechens back in October. Albania's last victory, or the one and only victory against the Chechens, was back in October 2023. Of course, it's gone with the home side. The last 4 games, all the 4 matches they played. The only one that didn't was a draw, and that was in Czechia. The Albanians are on back to actually pick up a win last time against Georgia on the road. Of course, Ukraine picking up a 3-game unbeaten run right now, but following on from a draw against the Ukrainians in matchday number 4. Tricky one, this one to call. It does smell like a draw, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, going to go with a 1-1 draw, sitting on the fence, which dents Czechia's hopes, really, with the prospect of the Georgians winning against Ukraine. Next up, we head over to North are we going to the right place here? We're going to the Gradetsky Stadium, is that right? Oh, it is. We're going to North Macedonia as Montenegro will be taking on Iceland. Is this at a neutral venue? It just seems a bit weird. Anyway, Montenegro with Robert Prozornicki at charge, winless in the last 6 matches. They sit bottom with no points thus far. Iceland and Angi Haraldi, they sit 3rd with 4 points to their name and winless in the last 3. They played twice, these 2 countries, since 2012, 1 win apiece. Of course, with the last match being in Iceland back in September. It was a 2-0 win for the Vikings way back when. It's actually been not greatest run of games for the Icelanders. 3 matches without a win. They've actually shipped in, 9 goals in the last 3 games, averaging 3 goals deficit per match. The Montenegrins, though, are finding it difficult to score goals. They've only scored 1 goal in these last 4 matches. That was against the Welsh in a 2-1 loss. Again, at a neutral venue, I think. I don't know if I got that right. But anyway, regardless, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for the Vikingers. The Vikings over Montenegro to put themselves within a sliver of making it into the top 2, but I think it's going to be a little bit too far for them to break up the Turkish and the Welsh, who meet next. Next up, we head over to Turkey for that heavyweight crunch clash over in League B Group 4. It's Turkey who are top with 10 points, up against Wales, who are second with 8 points. Of course, coming at you in a very, very spicy game win to basically win the group, basically. Turkey under Vincenzo Montella, 75% form for them right now, just one defeat in the last 6, up against the Welsh. One defeat in the last 6, they're on 58% form. Now, these two nations have played 6 times since 1978. There's been 2 wins apiece and 2 draws. The last time they played in Wales, it was a 0-0 draw. The last time they played in Turkey, it was a 2-0 win for the Turkish back in June 2023. Just 1 win the last 4 for Turkey over the Welsh. It is quite tight between these two sides. 4-2 win it was for Turkey over Iceland last time around. The Welsh unbeaten in this campaign since Craig Bellamy has taken over the reins. It's a difficult one to call, this one. I think I'm backing another draw here, which doesn't do anything good for the Welsh, as Turkey will remain in number 1 spot and probably eliminate their chances to take over in number 1 spot. But Welsh under Craig Bellamy are something else these days. I think they're in good hands moving forward. Next up, we head over to Azerbaijan as they take on Estonia, coming at you 16th of November. Azerbaijan all the way down into 4th right now, into League C Group 1 with no points thus far. Just 1 win though in the last 6 matches. Up against Estonia, who are 3rd with just 1 point, with 1 win over the last 4 as well. 4 times they played since 2013. 1 win for Azerbaijan, 2 for Estonia. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. The last match they played at Estonia, 3-1 winners it was for the Estonians. It's been it's not much to write home between these two sides. They're quite tight according to points and form. Azerbaijan on the back of that 3-1 loss to Slovakia. Estonia also losing 3-0 to Sweden. Both those two sides, countries were at home when they lost. Tricky one to call, could be a draw, but I think I'm leaning towards an Azerbaijani victory here. 2-1 win, which will be their first of the Nations League phase, and I put them in contention to maybe escape that to bottom spot. Let's head over to Sweden now as Jon Dahl Tomasson's Lasved take on Slovakia under Francesco Calzona at the Friends Arena over in wherever the heck that is, Solana in Lasved. Sweden, of course, top of the pops with 10 points for them out of a possible 12. Unbeaten as well in the last 4 matches. Up against Slovakia, also with 10 points as well, with one of these two powerhouses going to miss out for promotion. They played 5 times to 2013. 2 wins for Sweden, nothing for Slovakia. There's been 3 draws between the two sides, including a draw last time around when they played in Slovakia back in October. The last time they played in Sweden, I believe it was a 1-1 draw back in October 2018. So 2 of the last 3 games was a draw. The one and only victory between those 2 draws was in the Euros back in 2021. Sweden on the back of a 3-0 win over Estonia. Slovakia with that 3-1 win over Azerbaijan. Both sides looking good and deserve to be promoted, but only one can do that. I'm going to back the Swedes here at home, 2-1 win. It'll be a close game. It'll be a cracking game. But the Swedes will have enough to take all 3 points. And finally, folks, we head over to Andorra with what has been dubbed the Battle of the Flags. That's right, it's Andorra against Moldova in what has been nearly identical flags here. Andorra currently find themselves bottom with just 1 win in the last 6 matches. That's in all competitions, all venues. That win was probably outside the Nations League because they got no points. Moldova are top with 6 points out of a possible 6, I would say. Anyway, they played 9 times since 2011. 1 win for Andorra, 6 wins for Moldova, 2 draws, of course. Last time they played, it was a 2-0 win for Moldova in Moldova back in October 2024. Andorra's one and only victory was in the Euros qualifiers in Andorra back in October 9, 2019. In fact, Andorra are unbeaten against Moldova the last 2 in Andorra. So, wow. Andorra did beat San Marino in a friendly last time around. Moldova did lose to Malta last time around as well. So, battle of the badges, battle of the flags here, who, of course, will take the dominance on this one. I think Moldova are going to edge it in my eyes. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw, point to the back for them, which, of course, they are in command, top bills over in League D Group 2. So, yeah, not much to write home about in that last game. Anyway, guys, that completes my picks. Don't forget to get your own picks in as well. We'll be back for match number 6 very, very soon whenever they come around. But until then, subscribe, smash the like. Catch you later. Until then, we are done.